What's going on with these woke corporate CEOs? I'll tell you what's going on with them, and it's not what meets the eye. Now, recently, this past weekend, 100 of the nation's top corporate leaders met on a Zoom call. Apparently, this is sort of a first of its kind. There were CEOs calling in from the Augusta Golf Club, where they were part of the Masters Golf Tournament. This was organized by Yale professor Jeffrey Sonnenfeld, and he got a lot of the top CEOs in the country to attend. Let me just name a few. Arthur Blank, the owner of the Atlanta Falcons, James Murdoch, and his wife, Adam Aron, the CEO of AMC Theaters, Brad Karp, a big law partner, Doug McMillon, the CEO of Walmart, the CEOs of United Airlines, American Airlines, the chairman of Levi Strauss Company, Levi Strauss, Reid Hoffman, the CEO of LinkedIn. This meeting, one of the organizers was this woman. You can kind of see her standing in front of her horse and her estate. One of the richest people in America, Lynn Forrester D. Rothschild. She's part of the Rothschild family. So you've got these sort of unbelievably rich, successful people who are making a lot of money. Millions and millions of dollars a year. A net worth, I'm sure, collectively well into the billions. And they're all coming together to fight against voter reform. Their target is Georgia, but their target is other states that use the Georgia example. And here's what they say they're going to do. They go, CEOs who participated, this is from a joint statement issued afterward, indicated that they will reevaluate donations to candidates supporting bills that restrict voting rights. And many would reconsider investments in states which act upon such proposals. Now, what is really going on here? Are these CEOs, I mean, in one or two cases like Levi Strauss, you might have, there's an activist company, there's an activist CEO, he's on board with the left, but I think for most of the others, something bigger is going on. Let me give you a couple of indications of what I think is going on. Here's an article in the Wall Street Journal. CEO pay surges in a year of upheaval and leadership challenges. Think about it. Most people are out of work. Many people have suffered damaging losses to their business and their income. And this has been not by any fault of their own. It's mandated government shutdowns. But median pay for CEOs has surged. It's now $13.7 million per year. Shareholders might object, but they looked at 322 CEOs and they've all seen massive rises. Now, very interestingly, even CEOs of companies that have been completely, in effect, shuttered, crippled during the pandemic. Let's look, for example, at Norwegian Cruise Lines. $4 billion loss last year after sailings just stopped. Revenue just collapsed, went down 80%. But the CEO, Frank Del Rio, his pay doubled to $36 million. Now you might say, well, Dinesh, you're supposed to be a conservative. Isn't that capitalism? Well, actually, no. CEO pay is not set by, quote, markets. CEO pay is often set by a board that is of cronies, appointed by the CEO himself. The CEO actually picks the committee that decides on his pay. So is it any surprise that even when the companies are doing poorly, the CEO board goes, well, we really like Frank Del Rio. He's one of the boys. We all go down to Augusta every once a year. He's got a tremendous way with the way he swings a golf iron. I really like the guy. I'd like to give him some more money. Obviously not my money, but the company's money. So the bottom line of it is these CEOs have realized that they might be facing a massive public outcry, a massive reaction from their own workers who go, how the heck, when I'm struggling to feed my family, you're doubling your salary, the company's not even doing any business. CEO goes, well, yeah, but you know what? I'm against the Georgia law. I'm fighting the Texas law. I'm woke, man. Get off my back. So this is a get off my back strategy. What the CEOs are doing is they're changing the lens and the camera from class here referring to income, to race. And by striking an enlightened stance on race, they turn the topic away from class. Reporters won't attack them because they go, reporters themselves are woke. So they go, oh man, this guy's on our side. He's a woke CEO. He's doing our bidding. He's fighting the Georgia law. So the bottom line of it, these CEOs gain a certain immunity by doing it. Here's another article, by the way, Washington Post. Sugary drinks linked to 180,000 deaths a year. Think about that. This is a study that's done by researchers at Tufts University. Sugary drinks like Coca-Cola are killing nearly 200,000 people a year. Why? By basically putting into their bodies something that is just toxic for them. This is sort of like Coca-Cola is like a tobacco company. It's putting poison into your system. And by the way, these deaths are occurring disproportionately in poor countries. About 3/4 of these deaths are in developing countries, according to this study. Latin America has the highest death rates, with Mexico topping the list. So here you've got the Coca-Cola CEO, by the way, this smarmy British guy. And he knows that his product is actually toxic. He's killing people all over the world. He doesn't want to have to answer for it. So how does he get out of that? How does he get out of the, why are you killing people with your sugar water? Why are you contributing to obesity at a time of an epidemic? And his answer is, wait a minute, get off my back, guys. I'm fighting the election law in Georgia, can't you see? I'm really busy. Don't call me right now, I'll call you. So all these woke CEOs, many of them treacherous characters who are doing a lot of harm in the world, but they're trying to cover it up and change the topic and get lavish media attention by being woke. So this is not a case where these guys are even submitting necessarily to fear. It's not the case that they are enlightened and they're basically trying to do the right thing. These are horrible, corrupt people who are raking it in at the expense of their own workers and their own customers. And to escape accountability, they're all taking a collective sense. Don't worry, I've got an easy way out of my problems. I'll be on that Zoom call.